Hi everybody, so I'm going to do a quick, I say this every time, I've really got to stop, I'm still so new to this, so I am going to do a review on bag ink on the Adele bag. It's the black with the gold hardware, and I had heard about this pretty much from YouTube, which is the main reason why I'm so in love with YouTube and makeup gurus. I went through my stage of wanting to watch tutorials to just wanting to watch reviews. And now it's like such a wealth of information when you want to find something that somebody next door probably wouldn't be able to tell you about. And it's sometimes hard to find people who are kind of into the same trends or into the same makeup or fashion styles, things that I want to see and kind of replicate. So that's what I love so much about YouTube. And I can't tell you that I remember exactly who mentioned this, but or mentioned the site. It wasn't this exact bag, but I went to the site to kind of just check it out and I found this. So obviously this is the quilted leather black kind of, well, not kind of, it's definitely a Chanel inspired bag, kind of their original caviar bag. And I don't have a Chanel, so I don't really have one to show you. I've always lusted after having one, but just doesn't make sense for me financially to have one at this point in my life. Maybe one day, but I don't really have an intention of like getting 6, 7 Chanel bags or what have you. Just not for me. But this is something that's close enough for me that I can enjoy. I think what I love about Chanel, and I think a lot of people do, is it's so classic. Obviously there's kind of a glitz and glamour and sophistication to it, but I think it's also the fact that it can always be trending. It's always trending, the idea, the style of what is Chanel. And I think it goes beyond just the name. It's just because it's so versatile and it kind of carries itself through the ages. So that's what I love about it, and that's why I kind of went for this bag. So when it arrived, it came in a box, and it came in this kind of duster bag, which is just fine. I think the one thing, and I think I got it on sale. I think I purchased it on Black Friday, or the day after Black Friday, and so I got an extra 15% off. So I think it ended up being like $110 or somewhere around there, which wasn't bad, and it included shipping. And it got here in about 10 days or so, I think. And so the duster bag is just fine for the price. I think the one thing, my opinion is, I don't know, the duster bag without kind of the tie closure is really even worth sending. I don't know, because you kind of leave the top unprotected, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But you know, whenever I've had a purse, and there haven't been many, but ones that do come with the duster bag, they normally have that tie closure, so the whole thing is kind of protected. And this doesn't really have that. But again, for $100, it really doesn't matter. So you're going to see that it's got the gold hardware. This is a double strap, and you can pull it so that it's more of like a crossbody, or you can have it so it's kind of a shorter strap, which is nice. The one thing I was impressed with is the quality of the hardware. I was expecting it to be a little bit more chintzy, and it's actually quite nice and pretty hardy and sturdy looking. So I think that's nice. I think the one thing is you could even go a little bit chunkier on the hardware, but I'm not sure if that'd be keeping up with the Chanel inspired style that they're going for to replicate. I don't know if they're trying to stay pretty exact, but I could say that you could go even more bulky with some of the chain. So you have the back pocket in the back. It's just where you could slip a few things. I normally throw a chapstick or something in there. And then the front with the clasp closure here. And that opens it up to here. So I think this is my one complaint, I would say, is this little pocket here. And again, maybe this is trying to keep up with the Chanel and the MO of what it is, and maybe they're replicating exactly that purse. But this pocket to me is really ridiculous. Because there's room up here, but it's sewn right here, so you can't actually put anything in it. So I don't even really know what you would throw in there, like a pen or a nail file maybe, but it's almost silly to me. Again, Maybe they're just doing it to try and keep up with the Chanel MO, but I don't quite get that. And then there's the hidden pocket in the back with the red lining. I actually really love that because sometimes you have bigger, bulkier things that you don't need to always get at, but you have to carry with you. And I think that's what I love about that part. So then there's this part which you can actually close, which again, double protection, which I think is nice. And again, it's kind of that burgundy ox blood, as they would call it. Again, it's so funny. I agree with a lot of the people out there that are like, it's like cranberry. Like, why is this ox blood like all of a sudden a new thing? I don't know. And then the inside, you've got kind of a pen holder, 2 little pockets on either side, and then just a large pocket. And then on the front, you have another pocket again, right here. So I think what I love about this is there are a ton of pockets, which for a person who really doesn't, like myself, I don't carry tiny bags with me. So it's really nice. It can keep you organized without having to have individual bags for things. You can designate one pocket for receipts. You can designate one pocket for chapsticks. It gives you a lot of options. It's big enough to fit an iPhone in there, which you find a lot of purses, the pocket isn't big enough for your iPhone. Enough room to fit a huge wallet in there if you needed to. So there's plenty of space in here, and I think I really like that about it. And I like that the hardware is pretty sturdy. The one thing I would say is I think this was called genuine leather, and I guess I'm not sure that I'm convinced. It looks like leather. It's nice. It's soft. But there's such a weird smell to it that still, and this has been out of the box for a couple of weeks now, it's still kind of a weird lacquer smell. So I don't know. I guess I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't real leather, but I could be wrong. They're saying it is, so I could be wrong. But for the money, for $100, I think it's a steal. And I've seen a lot of Chanel inspired bags and they just fall really short. They're not very impressive. The quilting quality of it's really poorly done, or it almost looks like a North Face jacket because it's like this weird puffiness to it. It's really kind of awkward and outlandish a little bit. So I think this is a really, really good option if you're looking for something that's Chanel inspired or just a classic bag that you can throw on with just about any outfit. I think this is great. So again, this is the Adele Black with gold hardware. I know one of the most popular bags they have on there is the inspired bag, and I don't remember what it was called, but if you're looking for an Alexander Wang, is it the Alexander Wang? Yeah, the Rocco bag with like the rose gold hardware on the bottom. They have a version that is very similar to that, and I think that's the really popular bag that they have. So maybe in the future I'll go with something like that. It's kind of fun and different, but I'm trying not to go too crazy with the studs. So anywho, that's my opinion. I thought it was great. I thought it was worth every penny, even for the things I didn't quite love or understand about the bag. The good parts of it made it totally worthwhile, and I'm looking forward to possibly purchasing some more in the future because I think they really hit jackpot here when you're looking for something that's inspired but not gaudy, and you're not trying to replicate logos and symbols. And I think there's always such a bad taste in your mouth when you pick up something that's a knockoff versus an inspired bag. And I think this is something that is going to be readily available to a lot of people. So I look forward to trying out some more. Take care.